This conference will now be recorded.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। ए रब, हमारे पालने वाले, हमारे गुनाहों की माफ़ी बख्श और हमारी गिरिया उजारी तेरे हुजूर में कबूल कर। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह हुवल हय्युल कय्यूम। ला तअखुज़हु सिन्नतु वला नौम लहु मा फिस समावाति व मा फिल अर्ज़। मन ज़ल्लज़ी यशफ़अु इंदहु इल्ला बिइज़्निहि यअलमु मा बैन ऐदिहिम व मा खल्फ़हुम वला युहितून बिशैइन मिन इल्मिहि इल्ला बिमा शाअ वसिअ कुर्सियुहु समावाति वल अर्ज़ वला यऊदुहु हिफ्ज़ुहुमा व हुवल अलियुल अज़ीम। या मज़हरल अजाइब, 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 या मज़हर अल 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 अजाइब। मुश्किल आसान या अली, मदद रसान या अली। 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 पना या मौला, अमान या मौला। 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 या अली मौला अली, या नूर मौला शाह करीम। या अली मौला अली, या नूर मौला शाह करीम। या अली मौला अली, या नूर मौला शाह करीम। या अली मौला अली, या नूर मौला मौला शाह करीम, या अली मौला अली, या नूर मौला शाह करीम, या अली मौला अली, या नूर मौला शाह करीम, या हय्यु या कय्यूम, या ज़ल जलाली वल इकराम, या हय्यु या कय्यूम, या ज़ल जलाली वल इकराम, या हय्यु या कय्यूम, या ज़ल जलाली वल इकराम, या हय्यु या कय्यूम, या ज़ल जलाली वल इकराम, या हय्यु या कय्यूम, या ज़ल जलाली वल इकराम, या हय्यु या कय्यूम, या ज़ल जलाली वल इकराम, या हय्यु या कय्यूम, या ज़ल जलाली वल इकराम। शुक्रन लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, शुक्रन लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। या अली मदद अजीज सर, या अली मदद एवरीवन।
या अली मदद, या अली मदद। बहुत खूब, बहुत खूब। सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह। तमाम साथियों को या अली मदद। Inshallah, today we will continue with our Asuluddin Farman, Nur Maulana Shah Karimul Seni Hazir Imam, Hazir Imam, Ya Maulay Mehरबान मदद फरमा, या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, मदद फरमा, या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा। अलैयुल कय्यूम अली अल्लाह मदद फरमा, या मौलाए मेहरबान तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला, तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला। या मौला अपने नूर से हम गरीबों की मदद फरमा मौला। या मौलाए मेहरबान अपने साये में हम गरीबों को रखना मौला। अपना दस्त मुबारक हमारे कंधों पर रख मौला, ताकि तेरे ही नूर के साये में मौला हम इस इल्मी काम को कर सके मौला। या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, मदद फरमा मौला, मदद फरमा। तमाम साथियों को या अली मदद। once again, thank you for joining us. We will continue with our Asuluddin Farman. We were about to read an example of Mullah Ali. Imam says, for example, one day during the namaz, Hazrat Maulana Ali Salawatullah alayhi said, O Khuda, I do not desire or seek heaven, nor I am afraid of hell. Give me whatever suffering you want to, but be fair with me. I am your lover, and that is true. एक मिसाल देते हुए मौला फरमाते हैं कि एक मर्तबा मौला मुर्तजा अली ने नमाज के वक्त ये दुआ फरमाई, खुदाया मुझे बेश की तमा नहीं, इसी तरह मैं दोजख से डरता नहीं, जो तकलीफ मुझे देनी हो वो मुझे दे, मेरे साथ भलाई कर, मैं तेरा आशिक हूं और हकीकत ये है. First of all, when we read this line of Farman, now think about who was Mullah Ali, and then think about this prayer. We need to remember that Faramin are for the Mu'mineen and examples are also for Mu'mineen, for the Jamaat. जब हम इस लाइन के ऊपर आते हैं फरमान में, तो सबसे पहले तो हमें ये पता होना चाहिए कि फरमान किसके लिए होते हैं. फरमान मोमिनों के लिए, जमात के लिए होते हैं, और उसके अंदर जो मिसालें बयान की जाती है वो भी हमारे लिए है. क्या ये मिसाल मुला अली जो असखुद अली अल्लाह है उसके लिए हो सकती है? डू वी
Sir, we cannot hear you. Sir, we cannot hear you.
have we ever thought on this line of Farman? Because this Farman cannot be for Mullah Ali, the Imam Zaman, the Ali Allah himself. This Farman is for the Mu'mineen and this Farman is for the Jamaat. So now let's try to understand these two lines. Are we seeking for heaven, or are we afraid of dozak, and therefore all our good deeds are geared toward the Jannat, and we do not do any bad deeds because we are afraid of dozak? If that is the case, then Mullah Ali is teaching us, do not desire paradise, as paradise itself is a jail cell. Do not be afraid of hell, and pray. Because then you are saying, I'm praying in the fear, not in the love of the Ali Allah. All our prayers should not be toward the Jannat or from the fear of hell, but in the love of your soul, and in return for the love of the Imam, and that is fact, and that is हकीकत, and that is truth. जब हम ऐसे फरमान के ऊपर आते हैं तो हमारी भलाई, दुआ, इबादत जन्नत की ख्वाहिश के लिए नहीं होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि आप तो इसी वक्त जन्नत में हैं इमाम के साथ, और दोजक के डर से भी नहीं होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि जब तक आप इमाम के साथ हैं आप जन्नत में हैं. बल्कि हमारी अच्छे अमाल दुआ बंदगी इमाम के इश्क में अपनी रूह की इश्क के अंदर तरक्की के लिए होने चाहिए। ये मौला अली की बात नहीं थी, क्योंकि मौला अली तो खुद इमाम और अली अल्लाह थे। क्या कभी हमने इस मिसाल को समझा, या हमने इस मिसाल को अली के लिए छोड़ा? ये मिसाल अली के लिए नहीं है, ये मिसाल हमारे लिए है। With that part, let's move to the next line. Mullah says, Murtaza Ali used to perform miracles, but even men also learn and then perform miracle. Mullah Ali's miracle was that it sends our soul to its original place, reach to the real home of Hakikat. मुर्तजा अली माजिजात करते थे, लेकिन माजिजा आदमी भी सीखता है और जादूगर बन जाता है। मुर्तजा अली का माजिजा ये था कि वो अपनी जगह पर पहुंचाए, अपने असल मकाम पर पहुंचाए आपकी रूह को। इमाम does not perform miracle, as the miracles can be learned and performed by magicians, and anyone can do it. That is not the miracle of the Imam. What is the miracle of the Imam? To guide you, to take your soul to its original place. That is the miracle of Imam. And that is the miracle of all of the Imams. Imams, prophets, peers, their miracles are ilmi and spiritual miracles. इमाम के, पैगंबरों के और पीरों के माजिजात क्या है? वो माजिजात इल्मी और रूहानी माजिजात होते हैं, जिससे आपकी रूह आला और असल मकाम पर पहुंचती है। Those are the miracle of the imams. और यही इमाम के माजिजात हैं। इमाम कोई जादूगर नहीं है। Imam is not a magician, and we should not expect him to do magic. Further, Mullah says, तुम्हें जो कुछ पूछना हो तो वो पूछो, कि फलां बात हमने नहीं समझी। तुम बेखबर हो, तुम बेखबर हो। जो बेखबर है वो कैसे ख्यालात करते हैं। जो बीमार हो, साहब उनको उसकी बीमारी से अच्छा करते हैं। ये हमारा काम नहीं। हमारा काम ये है कि तुम्हें सीधा और सच्चा रास्ता बताएं, ताकि तुम पार उतर सको और उस जगह पर पहुंचो, तुम फनाफी अल्लाह हो जाओ। फना यानी कि कुछ नहीं, फी यानी कि अंदर, अल्लाह यानी कि खुदा। फनाफी अल्लाह यानी कि खुदावन ताला की जात में नीस वो नाबूद वो जानना। तुम ऐसे ख्याल करो कि खुदा कौन है और खुदा क्यों, और खुदा में क्यों ना समा जाऊं, ऐसी उम्मीद रखो। I'll come back and I will explain this. Let me read this in English for you. Do not expect Imam for miracle, physical miracle, as he is not a magician. If you do not understand something, ask. Ask whatever you want to ask. I think our biggest problem today is that we have forgotten how to ask question. And whenever we do ask, we are ignored or ridiculed. That is not how our Jamaat was supposed to be. When we don't understand something, we're supposed to ask question. Matter of fact, there is a Kalam Mola Ali, ask me before you lose me. Ask me before you lose me. We should ask question if you don't understand. And when you ask question, then answer must be provided. And not just an answer, but correct, logical, and intellectual answer must be provided. That is the one line of Farman we encourage every week. We ask, do you have any question? This is the Farman that we have read many times. If I was listening to this Farman, I would have so many questions, because it is the question that will broaden your mind, and once you understand more, you will be able to fulfill your spiritual duty better. You will be able to progress faster. You will be able to get to the place quicker. यहां पर मौला फरमाते हैं कि आप पूछते क्यों नहीं है सवाल? आप सवाल पूछे, आप क्यों सवाल नहीं पूछते हैं? और जब सवाल पूछा जाए तो उसको इग्नोर नहीं करना चाहिए, बल्कि उसका अच्छी तरह से समझदारी के साथ और लॉजिक के साथ उसका जवाब देना चाहिए। और ये हमारा तरीका है। मुल्ला अली ने खुद फरमाया, तुम मुझसे पूछो इससे पहले कि तुम मुझे खो दो। हम क्यों नहीं पूछते हैं? अगर हम पूछेंगे तो हम फरमान को समझेंगे, और जब हम फरमान को समझेंगे तो उस पर अमल करेंगे। जब हम उस पर अमल करेंगे तो हम रूहानियत में तरक्की करेंगे। जब हम रूहानियत में तरक्की करेंगे तो उस मकाम पर पहुंचे जिसके लिए हम इस दुनिया में आए थे। लेकिन अगर हम नहीं पूछेंगे, अगर ये फरमान नाचीज को पढ़ाया जा रहा होता तो बहुत सारे सवालात पूछे जाते ताकि हम इस फरमान को समझकर अच्छी तरह से उस पर अमल कर सके। जैसा कि ऊपर मौला अली का जो मिसाल था कि मौला अली ने ये दुआ की, उसको हम किस तरह से समझे और उस पर अमल करें। दूसरा सवाल होता कि क्या हम अपने मजहब को नहीं समझते हैं? क्योंकि मौला यहाँ पर साफ साफ बताते हैं कि तुम बेखबर हो, तुम्हें नहीं पता है। हम मौला के पास जाते हैं, मौला मैं ये बीमार हो गया, मेरा इलाज कर दो। मौला मुझे ये तकलीफ है, मेरी तकलीफ दूर कर दो। मुझ पर तकलीफ क्यों आती है? मैं क्यों इतना परेशान हूं, मौला मेरी परेशानी क्यों दूर नहीं करता है, मौला ये बच्चा बीमार है उसको ठीक क्यों नहीं कर देता है। हमारा मौला कैसा है कि वो हमारी मदद को नहीं पूछता है। जब मैं तकलीफ में होता हूं मैं पुकारता हूं, या अली या अली या अली, मौला क्यों नहीं आता है मेरे मदद के लिए। हम समझते हैं कि मौला जादूगर है, जैसा आप पुकारेंगे वो आपके सामने हाजिर हो जाएगा और बोलेगा बेटा बताओ मैं तुम्हारी क्या मदद करूं। मौला का काम ये नहीं है। आप ऐसे सवालात पूछें ताकि आपको अच्छे अच्छे जवाब मिले उसके, कि मौला की मदद किस तरह से आती है, कब आती है, और उसकी मदद का क्या क्या फायदे हैं। ऐसे सवालात होने चाहिए। देखिए मौला क्या फरमाते हैं कि आप सवाल पूछे, आप बेखबर है, आप कैसे ख्यालात करते हैं कि जो बीमार हो साहब उनकी बीमारी को अच्छा कर दे। ये हमारा काम नहीं। आप डॉक्टर के पास जाएं बीमार है तो। हमारा काम ये है कि तुम्हें सीधा और सच्चा रास्ता बताएं ताकि तुम पार उतर सको और उस जगह पर पहुंचो जहां पर आप फनाफी अल्लाह हो जाओ। Imam is saying it is not our task. When you come to Imam and say, Ya Mullah, I'm sick, cure me. Why don't you help me? Why this child is suffering? Why don't you come and help? Why me? Why am I suffering? Where are you, Mullah? I'm calling you. Why don't you show up? You should ask question. How Imam's help come? How does he help? And what are the benefits of these prayers? When physically we don't find help coming to us, then what are the benefit? Why should we even pray? Those are the question, because we do not understand how Imam works, what is the purpose of Imam, and how his help comes to us. Then Imam says, then try to become fana. Question should be, how do we become one with Imam? I'm doing my dua, I'm giving my dason, I have enrolled in all majalis, I go to Jamaat Khana every day, I even perform my ibadat. How do I become one with Imam? Those are the question. Mullah says you do not know because your thoughts, meaning your concepts, are not correct. Your goal is not correct. The goal that you have set for yourself is not correct. And I'm not saying that, Imam is saying that you are not on the right thinking. You have read the Farman, no doubt. You probably have read all this Farman more than I ever could read. There is no doubt about that. But the concepts are not there. I remember about 20 or so years ago, I asked a great lady, a teacher. She was teaching Farman, and she was at this line of Fanafi Imam, Fanafi Allah. And she keeps saying, I wanted to be Fanafi Allah, I wanted to be Fanafi Allah. And when opportunity was given, I asked a question. How? I don't know. After that, what? I don't know. What would happen once I become one with Imam? I don't know. Would I still be here? I don't know. That's not the answer. We must have logical and intellectual answers to the question when the question are asked. That is very important, because otherwise reading this Farman does not do anything for us. Yeah, reading Farman is a good deed, but that is it. How do we follow this Farman if we don't understand and our concepts are not correct? Our goals are not correct. How do we follow this Farman? Mullah says, become fanafi Allah, to annihilate oneself in Allah. Such thoughts, goodness, who is Allah, and why should I not annihilate myself in Him? Nurse such desire. हमें ऐसे ख्याल करने चाहिए कि खुदा कौन है. Look at the question Imam is asking you to ask. खुदा कौन है? And खुदा में मैं क्यों समा जाऊं? Why should I become one with Him? Those are the hope and thoughts we should have. Then Mullah says, हम ऐसे ख्याल नहीं रखो, तुम ऐसे ख्याल नहीं रखो कि हमने यूं ही फरमाए हैं. हमारे फरामीन पढ़ो, सुनो और सोचो. Do you think that we have made this useless Farman? You think I have made this Farman uselessly? Read our Farman, listen to our Farman, and think on our Farman. I have not made this Farman uselessly. मैंने ये फरमान खामा खाई नहीं फरमाए हैं. That is a very strong line of word Imam is using. That I have not made this Farman just to make you happy. Read my Farman, listen to my Farman, and then ponder on it. Then Mullah gives 2 or 3 more example. The example of Hazrat Isa. That how did Hazrat Isa became one with Allah? जिस तरह हजरत ईसा खुदा में फना हुए. हजरत ईसा कौन थे? हजरत ईसा हकीकी थे, वो खुदा में फना हुए. Now Mullah is giving you example. How will you think of all this? He is giving you example. Just like Hazrat Isa became one with Allah. Who was Hazrat Isa? He was Hakiki, and therefore he became one with God. Second example, हजरत रसूल करीम की मेराज के लिए के मुतालिक तुमने सुना है, इस मुतालिक तुमने क्या ख्याल किया? You have heard of Prophet's Miraj. What do you think about that? लोग कहते हैं कि हजरत रसूल घोड़े पर बैठकर मेराज पर गए. People think that he got on a horse and went to Allah's That is people's talk, not understanding. Have you thought how he went on Miraj? It's not about people, it's about you and me. Imam is challenging our intellect. That have you ever thought about the Miraj of the Rasul? What do you think about that? You think he got on a horse and went to heavens, and that is where he found Allah? I remember as a child, our missionary would give us this example that on that night he got on a horse called Duldul and then he flew up to the heavens. Yeah, I was a child. I enjoyed that story. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed that story. Fascinating story. But you know what? We are not children anymore. We are not children anymore. So, how did he get into the Mirage? Have you thought about that? And is Allah truly in this physical heaven we see outside? Where is Allah? Imam says, Allah is everywhere. It is not that he had gone to the Allah in the heavens, but he has gone to his original place. He had reached to the marifat. He had reached to the marifat. खुदा आसमान में है ऐसा नहीं है, खुदा हर जगह है, लेकिन आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम असल मकाम पर पहुंचे थे. वो असल मकाम पर पहुंचे थे. वो रात मेराज की थी. ये मेराज है. तुम उसके मानी नहीं समझते. Mullah says he had returned to his original, and that is the place of Miraj. That is the night of Miraj. But you do not understand. You do not understand the meaning of it. Why don't you ask? If you don't understand the meaning, I'm challenging those friends who have read this Farman again and again. Have you ever asked this question? How did he go on Miraj? Where was this Miraj? What happened in the Miraj? And how did he come back from the Miraj? Is Miraj possible within our lifetime? Not him. It's not about him. This is example Imam is using to teach you, to guide you. It's about you and me. This Farman is for not Prophet Muhammad. This Farman is for you and me. That is the line of Faramin. That is the line of questions that we need to ask. Otherwise, the story was so beautiful, but then they would make me a child again. And I think we have passed that time. We are no longer children. Would you agree with me on that part? That we are no longer children. क्या हमने पूछा, सोचा? याद रखें कि ये फरमान हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के लिए नहीं है. ये फरमान आपके लिए है और मेरे लिए है. और ये मिसालें मौला ने हमारे लिए बयान की है ताकि हम पूछे कि क्या हम मेराज पे जा सकते हैं? किस तरह जाएंगे मेराज पर? क्या हम इसी जिंदगी में मेराज पर जाएंगे या उसके लिए मरना पड़ेगा? क्या हम मेराज पर जाकर लौट सकते हैं दोबारा? ये वो सवालात हैं जो हमको पूछने हैं, समझने हैं। हाँ, कहानी बड़ी खूबसूरत थी, उससे मैं इनकार नहीं करता हूं, लेकिन उस वक्त मैं बच्चा था। आज मैं बच्चा नहीं हूं, और ना ही आप बच्चे हैं। मुझे लगता नहीं कि इस लाइन के ऊपर कोई भी छोटा सा बच्चा है। आप मेरे साथ इस बात पर एग्री करेंगे कि आज हम बच्चे नहीं हैं। कहानियां नहीं सुनते हैं हम। बोला क्या फरमाते, देखें कि पैगंबर जो मिसाल ने फरमाई है, उसके मायने कोई अक्ल वाला दाना होगा वो समझेगा। We hear of this mirage, but we do not understand the meaning of it. This is the example of the prophet, and only those who are people of intellect and logic will understand this. लेकिन जो बेअकल होगा वो कहेगा किससे कहानियां सच्ची है. But those who are ignorant will say that this story of the mirage getting on a horse and flying in heaven is true. They are ignorant. अक्लमंद इंसान कहेगा इंसान एक बड़ी चीज है. And those who are intellectual, they will say human is the one great thing. जो अक्लमंद होगा, they will understand that. See, I'm not saying any of this. I am reading this Farman for your benefit. Imam have given this Farman for your benefit. And we are trying to understand this Farman for your benefit. But only way we can take benefit from this Farman, advantage from this Farman, learn from this Farman, only if we understand this Farman. Otherwise, we can't. Let me read this last paragraph and then we'll move on to our question and answer session. लेकिन जो बेअकल होगा वो कहेगा कि किससे कहानियां सच्ची है. अक्लमंद इंसान कहेगा कि इंसान एक बड़ी चीज है. अच्छे बुरे को बराबर पहचाने वो इंसान है. अक्लमंद जवाब देगा ये एक मिसाल है. एक मुआवजा करके समझे, ये तुम्हारी बातें हैं, ये तुम्हारे हाथ में है. ऐसा ख्याल नहीं करना कि काम बहुत मुश्किल है. ऐसा नहीं है. सिर्फ मुर्तजा अली की औलाद वहां पहुंचे. जो कोई परिंदे की तरह उड़े, परवास करे, वो वहां मेराज पर पहुंचेगा. शुरू में ज्यादा ना उड़ सके तो थोड़ा उड़े. इस तरह करते करते असल बाज जैसा बन जाएगा और बराबर उड़ेगा. इन तमाम बातों का ख्याल करो. इस पर परिंदों का कोई मकसद नहीं. अगर परिंदों का मकसद होता तो हम तुम्हें नहीं फरमाते हैं. यहां तक हम पढ़ते हैं, हम तुम्हें नहीं फरमाते हैं. Let me translate that in English. That the human will know that human are of the highest status. The intellectual will know what is the difference between good and evil. These are the example for the intellectual. And those who are wise, logical, will understand the meaning of it. And that is in your hand. Do not think going to the mirage is difficult. You can also reach to that status. It is not that this is only for the children of Mullah Ali. It is not only for them. Anyone who wish and like to fly, they will reach there. If you are strong in your faith and your aim, you can do that. In the beginning, that is true. You may not be able to fly too much. So you fly a little bit. Gradually, you fly and you fly high like an eagle. Think about all this. Those who are here, think about that. And remember, this is an example. You're not going to become a bird. You're not going to grow wings. This is just an example. It is not about the bird. It is about you. It is about you. Mullah said, it's not about the bird because if it was, I would have told you that. I will stop at this line because there is so much to ponder on and think about. Let me stop here. Thank you, everyone. G.
Subhanallah, sir. Thank you very much for taking this Farman. We must have listened, read this Farman so many times. But classes like this helps us to understand and open our intellect and so we can ask questions. Because I think when I was reading by myself, I might not have many questions. But now reading with you, I have so many questions. So shukr,
Shukran.
alhamdulillah. And I wish the friends have the questions too. If anybody have the question, please put in the chat box or raise your hand. This is the good opportunity for us to ask sir so we can understand this Farman more in detail. Sir, I would like to know that, uh, Maula Ali is saying that we are here to, perform the ilmi and spiritual miracles. So, sir, can you please explain more about how I can understand this ilmi miracle?
G. So, Imam's task is to perform miracles. What is majizat? Miracle word does not do justice. Majizat, something that others cannot do. Majizat means I act which others cannot do. And when you perform majiza, other people will become ajiz, helpless. So first, the meaning of majiza. Majiza, which one can perform and others cannot perform. Second, when you perform the miracle, others will become ajiz. They will not be able to come close to what you are doing. That is the miracle of the Imam. What does Imam do? He guides your soul. How does he guide your soul? With his rahmat, mercy, guidance, constant guidance. And then, whenever we are not able to fulfill whatever, he helps us move forward with his mercy. Just like a mother and a child. She wants him to walk, but when he cannot walk, what does mother do? She stands behind him, kind of hold him, and then pushes him forward. That's what Imam does for us. So when we are not able to move forward spiritually, but if we try, Imam holds us from the back and pushes us toward the spiritual path. That is his first miracle. Second miracle is intellectual miracle. And he performed that by Faramin. He gives us such Farman that if we understand his Farman, and it's okay if we don't understand his Farman, if we ask question, then he performed the second miracle, intellectual miracle. As we know more and more what Imam is saying, we will recognize him more and more. And when we recognize him more and more, you know what happens? We come closer and closer to his nur without us even knowing it. That is the miracle of the Imam. That some people think is only ibadat the way to come closer to him. There are two ways to come closer to his nur: ibadat, ilm. And he performed both miracles. For some, ibadat. For others, ilm. If we have ibadat and ilm together, it does not take too long to come closer to him. Those are his miracle. And remember, miracle, something we could not do. And when he performs the miracle, we become humble because we can see how, without us knowing, all of the sudden, we find ourselves close to him. Not even knowing it. That is Imam's miracle. Spiritual miracle and intellectual miracle. G. And remember, it is not only Murtaza Ali and his children who performs this miracle. He also gives this power, izan, to peers, dais, arifin, so they can also help the Jamaat to bring them forward into the spiritual and intellectual arena. G.
Hello, Ya Ali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Uh, I just listened to what you said. I had a question when the question session answer started, but then I think you just answered this through your answer you just gave. However, I just still want to say my thoughts because this is something that has been on my mind for a long time. Uh, so when Mola, in the session today, you said through the Farman that Allah is everywhere. Okay, so in English, plain English language, we understand what the word everywhere means. However, I know this world only through my five senses: the touch, the smell, the feeling, the sight, and the hearing. So through those five senses, I cannot see what he means by everywhere. Because when I look, I don't see anything other than just the material, physical objects. So then I just resort to say to myself, there's something that will hopefully one day, instead of the five senses, there's more senses or more perspective perceptions that will open up through Allah's miracle that you were just alluding to. So that was one. That question is always on my mind, and I don't have an answer. And I know it's like a very low level kindergarten question, but I guess it has a very deep meaning. And the other thing is also when Hazima made a Farman so many times, in the one that comes to my mind is in Geneva on that Golden Jubilee when the leadership was there. He says, "Today I keep my hand on the shoulder of every spiritual child." And then my hand went to my shoulder. I says, "How come I can't feel that shoulder?" Now, I understand English, what he's trying to say, but I can't feel that shoulder, and I don't think that shoulder will leave my. I don't think his hand will leave my shoulder. Once he puts his hand, is there on my shoulder all the time. But how I, as an individual, cannot sense it, feel it. So when will that miracle happen that I can then feel that hand that he's saying is on every shoulder? And also the third thing he says, I think about you. You are in my prayers. You are in my thoughts, and in my and you are in my prayers. So I said, okay, how? I hear the English language words. I understand what he's trying to say, but in my heart, I can't feel it. So what is this obstacle that's preventing me understanding, to give me the breakthrough to understand the internal thing that he is trying to tell us. Now, that's are the very low level questions I have, but I'm hoping uh, I got a partial answer by you saying that his miracle, his my intellect and my ibadat will one day open the doors. And in his Farman, he also said, you just sit peacefully and the doors will open. If you try too hard, the doors will be closed. So I put all those together and I become a hodgepodge and I'm all over the place. So hopefully you can probably shed some light to that. Thank you.
All right. So if those are your question, if those are your question, then the answer is easy. Okay. So first of all, I know it is hard when we are looking at things physically, and that is what you said. Physically, I don't see that, and you are almost there in your understanding, almost there. But also remember, in this one short few words of Imam Farman, when you see someone, you see a man, a woman. But Imam says, when I see them, I see a soul. I see a soul. Now take that line of Farman, that when you see man and woman. When I see a soul. You know, in our dua we say, Hazinda, Kayam Paya, Shajudidar, Shajudidar. Those two action in our dua. Hazinda, Kayam Paya. What are you saying? Ya Mola, I see you, and I see you Hazinda, you are living. I see you, you are always here. Hazinda Kayam Paya. Shajudidar, in you, because you have the soul of the Imam in you. Shajudidar, I see you and I have the didar of my Mola. Shajudidar. Not understanding is the problem. Seeing is not a problem. Seeing is not a problem. Not understanding is the problem. Second example. When we enter the Jamaat Khana, we say Hazinda. Do we see Mola Baba there? If we don't see Mola Baba there, why are we saying Hazinda? Why are we saying Hazinda if you don't see Mola Baba there? It's called Noor Iman. Believe and then say it. It may take a day. It may take 40 days. But believe me, one day, if you believe and say it, one day you're going to see Mola Baba in Jamaat Khana. There is no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. So what do we need? We need the Noor Iman. Believe and then follow. So now, first we understood something, then we believed, and then the action will take place. So first example was very simple. As we go to Jamaat Khana, we do our dua. Do we believe that every single moment has the soul of Imam? If you do, then you are having didar of the Imam. And that's not me saying, Mola Baba says in his own Farman. Second, when you believe and that person sitting down, when you say Hazinda, he says Kayam Paya. He said, not only you see him, I also found him here. That's how he replies. But not just the words. No, sorry. No, 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 no. We just don't say the word. First, we believe and then we say it. And when you do that, one time, 40 times, then it will happen. There is a lecture, my friend, if you would like to listen to it. It's called Firm Believe. Firm Believe. Mukammal Yaqeen. Listen to that lecture. It's about 22 minutes. It talks about how to have didar of the Imam in Jamaat Khana. Why don't we have didar of the Imam in Jamaat Khana? The lecture talks about it. G.
Is that
Thank you for asking.
is that lecture link on the current Google? And if you can be posted, so then we can listen to it. Thank you.
Sure. Yes. There's a whole spreadsheet of Nachi's lectures. If you have that spreadsheet, you can just find that lecture, click on it, and you can play it. And inshallah, somebody will help you with that.
Yeah, if somebody can post it, then we can download it. Thank you.
G. Thank you.
So
G.
thank you, Subhanallah, sir. Thank you very much for that very kindergarten question, but it had a lots of details and meaning into it. So thank you,
Alhamdulillah.
Iqbal bhai, for asking and sir for explaining that. And sir, we will post your whole Google Drive question, the sheets where all your lectures are. We will post it in the group. Okay. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
So friend is asking here, which I don't understand the question properly, but I'm thinking friend is asking that when Mola says until satisfied answer, or I would say until I am not convinced. So what if the answer received from one end is not appropriate according to me? So friend is asking, how would I know? How would I understand that answer that I'm receiving it? I'm not satisfied with the answer, something like that.
Right. I got it. So, first thing we have to do, and again, I'm going to use Imam's word, keep your heart open. Only reason we do not get satisfied when the answer is logical, then you will not get satisfied. So you will know when you ask the question, if the person who's giving you the answer, he's just making up the answer. And you know what? I'm with you. I will not accept that answer either. But when the person on the other end of the question, if he's a logical person, he comes from the background of some sort of ilm. You know, there is Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Farman in this very book, and you can look it up. I don't remember the exact reference. It is in the same book we are reading today. Imam says, who can be a teacher? And that is answer to your question. Okay? Who can be teacher? The person who has complete ilm, not something he or she read in a book. That is not a teacher. He just read something in a book and he told you. And he will not be able to answer your question either. He will not be able to satisfy you. Because you could read the book too. You don't need him, right? So Imam says, who can be a teacher? The one who has complete ilm. See the word complete ilm, not bookish ilm. I'm not sure if this person asking question understand full English or do I need to explain that in Urdu or Gujarati. Who can be a teacher? The one has complete ilm, and then second condition Mullah puts, and he must have some spiritual understanding, and then only one can become a teacher. So you understand, only reason you would not be satisfied, and those are: A, you did not keep your heart open; 2, the person you asking the question has not have complete ilm, meaning he's not logical. Third, because he does not know what he's talking about. Those are the reason. Otherwise, inshallah, there is no shortage of the ilm, hakiki ilm in our tariqah. Ji, thank you for asking.
Thank you very much, sir, for explaining that. Thank you. So the same friend is asking that, um, and also who has the complete right to control our tariqah? And am I correct? I am very aware that it's nobody except the living Imam. Sir, I think the friend is also mentioning here, maybe I'm not sure, is it he asking about the wasila intermediary probably? I'm not sure if you can answer that question.
Okay, about your first question, Imam in the constitution had made it very, very clear that I am the one who's going to interpret the tariqah and I'm the only one who will guide you on tariqah. So that question is answered in this one farman under the constitution you should read. So that question was not a big question because Imam has already answered that. Your second question, since I do not understand completely, if you wanted to rephrase, I will be happy to answer. Just change your words, rephrase it a little bit. Once I understand, I will be more than happy to answer it. G.
Okay, sir, I'm waiting for the friend to rephrase that question. By that time, we can take the raise hand. Kamriddin, please unmute your mic.
Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Yeah, I was. It is a comment. It's not. It's a Farman of Sultan Mumusha. Okay, and he says, "Tamara guna tamne tamne
Upar udwa nathi deta.
yeah." This one, when then Sultan Mumusha said, I am not a doctor. I am a doctor of your rule. You ask me question about rule. Okay, and then. And the further thing is, Sultan Muhammad Shah Farman was very, very, very direct. Okay, so so you have good, and then the other one is the meaning of dua. If you don't know the meaning of dua, because 50 or 75% of the Jamaat doesn't know the meaning of dua. Okay, so these are the things, because everything is in six part of dua. Okay, our history is in six part of dua. You got to understand the meaning. This is the problem. See, we are half doctor, we read something and then we forget it, and then you see, so there's so many things, and then we don't have an attention, like when you stand up in the tasbih, and when you say Yadi Ya Nur Mulana Shah Karim Hussain Yazri Imam, you see, हमारी मुश्किल आसान कर, but that person is saying, and you are in some other world. So these are the things, are not, we don't concentrate. This is the things, doesn't bring us up.
G. Okay. So first you said that through Imam's Farman that it is your sin which does not let you rise. Our sin makes us heavy. How does it make us heavy? That's the question. So, what are the sins and what is the heaviness on our soul? Imam in his own Farman has actually answered that question. That it is a dirt on our heart, which is not letting us see things clearly. And therefore, our soul is not able to rise. You know what is the first number one sin that keeps our soul down? That we do not believe in Imam as Ali Allah, because we see him as a human just like us. That's the number one sin which is keeping our soul down. It's called the sin of the concept. Sin of the concept. Our concepts are not correct. And I call that ill concept. And when you are ill, you cannot get up from the bed. You cannot walk, you cannot go anywhere. That is our soul due to our illness of the concept. Our soul has become ill and now she cannot walk or move forward or fly. That is number one sin. Number two is that we ourselves have told us ourselves somewhere, somehow, that everything is material. Everything is material. And I'll give you the example. Our three things, Shariat of our tariqah: Dua, Dason, and Chandrat Mallas. We perform our dua physically. And that's it. After dua, we are done physically. We never think of dua, and I think you already alluded to that. That what are we saying in our dua? Because dua may be physical, but actually dua is spiritual and intellectual. For example, and I'm going to use your examples so you can understand and connect. Kullu wallahu ahad. Say Allah is one. Okay, that's right there. Who is that Allah? Who is that one Allah that you should say Allah is one? Because we are not understanding our dua or the words in our dua, we are not able to get from the physical words. And I'm going to use quotation from Imam's Farman. What is written is for everyone. The meaning is for our Jamaat. See, because we don't know the meaning, we say Kullu Wallahu Ahad, and that's it. We have no concept of what Kullu Wallahu Ahad means. And I will disagree with you on 75%. People do not know the meaning of the dua. I disagree. 99% do not know the meaning of the dua. 99%. Because if 99% knew the meaning of the dua, oh my God, our Jamaat will fly. Our Jamaat will fly. They will be on some other place. We will not be doing what we are doing in Jamaat Khana today. You don't have to believe me. Look around you.
Right.
Out of every 100, 99 are just there just for the sake of passing time in Jamaat Khana. Maybe I'm even wrong on 99%. How about 99.9%? You see? But inshallah, I'm the most hopeful person here. My hope is on the mercy and the rahmat of the Imam. Even after all this hush posh, Imam is so merciful. Mullah is so great. He's Rahman, He's Rahim, He's Kareem. Not that. He is Al Akram, the most generous. He will not leave us here. He will take like a mother, hug us, and take us with him. I'm not worried about that. I'm hopeful on that. Inshallah. G. Thank you.
Shukr, alhamdulillah, shukr, alhamdulillah. Thank you, sir. Sir, so we all want to fly, just as the Farman is right in
Ameen.
front of us right now, that it's not only the progeny of Maula Murtaza Ali can reach there. With our little wings, we all want to fly, sir. So, sir, can you
Ameen.
please,
Ameen.
it's a request from all of us. I'm putting this request. Can we start some sessions on learning the learning the meaning of dua, sir, learning the understanding of dua, please, sir.
Yes. It's coming up, inshallah, in a week or two in our Ilm wa Amal sessions. Our next subject was supposed to be dua meaning, but there was some question which is holding us back because until the concepts are understood in our Jamaat Khana session, which is going on Sunday morning, 9 o'clock, Central Standard Time, Dallas, that is our next subject in that chapter. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir,
And sorry, one more thing. You see, when you're doing ibadat and everything, and you can't, you got no answers. Sultan Musha said, maybe you are doing bird nudgers, okay, and that is stopping you too.
So મને ગુજરાતીમાં સમજાવો શું કીધું મલા બાપાએ?
Sultan Musha કહે છે કે જ્યારે તમને તમે તમે ઇબાદત કરો છો, તમે દોસ્તો આપો છો, તમે દુઆ કરો છો, બધું બરાબર છે, તો તમે નૂર કેમ ના દેખાય?
હા,
જેવી રીતે
absolutely.
નૂર ક્યાંક તમને ખોટ હશે, તો કદાચ તમે દસુર નહીં આપતા હો, ખાઈ જતા હશો, કદાચ તમે બળનો જોબ કરતા હશો.
યા હું તમને એનો આસાન આન્સર આપું ગુજરાતીમાં.
રાઈટ
એટલો આન્સર કે તમે કહેશો આ કેમ મેં પોતે ના વિચાર્યું.
રાઈટ
દુઆ ત્રણ કિસ્મની છે, ઝાહિરી, બાતિની અને નૂરાની. આપણે ઝાહિરી દુઆ પડીએ છીએ, બાતિની અને નૂરાની દુઆ નથી પડતા. શું કામ એનો મતલબ નથી સમજતા. દસોન આપણે પૈસાની દસોન આપીએ છીએ, લેકિન આપણે પોતાના ટાઈમની અને પોતાની અક્કલની, ઇન્ટેલેક્ટની, લોજિકની દસોન નથી આપતા. આપણે દસોન ખાઈ જાય છે. કેટલી દસોન ખાઈ જાય છે ખબર છે? 66% દસોન ખાઈ જાય છે. એક આપીએ છીએ, બે નથી આપતા. ઝાહિરી આપીએ છીએ, લેકિન ટાઈમની અને નોલેજની દસોન નથી આપતા. આપણે ઝાહિરી થઈ ગયા છે, ખાલી ઝાહિરનું વિચારીએ છીએ. જાહેરમાં જમા થઈને જાય છે, જાહેરમાં દુઆ પડે છે, જાહેરમાં દસ્તો નાખે છે. આપણી જે જાન છે ને, આ તન છે, તન. એક આપણું જિસ્મ છે, એક આપણી રૂહ છે, અને એક આપણું ઇન્ટેલેક્ટ છે. આપણે આ તો કરીએ છીએ, આ બેનું શું થયું? એટલે કે આપણે વિચારતા નથી, આપણો કોન્સેપ્ટ જ ગલત છે. આપણે જાહેરી નથી, આપણે બાતીની છે. મોલા બાપા કેટલી દવા કે કઈ કઈને થાકી ગયા કે આપણે જાહેરી નથી, આપણે બાતીની છે. આપણે જઈને જાહેરમાં બધું કરીએ છીએ, બાતીનમાં કાંઈ નથી કરતા. પછી મોલા બાપા કીધું ટાઈમ એન્ડ નોલેજ. આપણે ના તો પોતાનો ટાઈમ આપ્યો, ના પોતાનું નોલેજ આપ્યું. ત્રણ કિસ્મની દસોન. પછી આખરીમાં શું ચીજ આપણા ઘર હવે મિસ થાય છે કે આપણે જ્યારે ફરમાન વાંચીએ છીએ, અહીંયા સાંભળીએ છીએ, ને જ્યારે આપણને સમજમાં નથી આવતા, તો હું તમને ને તમારા જેટલા બી હમણાં સાથી બે ચાર જણાએ સવાલ પૂછ્યા, હું તમારો આભારી છું કે તમારા સવાલથી કેટલાને ફાયદો થયો. હમણાં જ્યારે આપણે સવાલ નથી પૂછતા ને, તો તો આપણે ગલતીના પછી ગલતીના માથે બીજી ગલતી કરીએ છીએ. શું કામ? આપણને ખબર નથી હોતી, તો આપણે ગલતીથી ગલતી કરતા ચાલ્યા જાય છે અને આપણને ખબર નથી પડતી. એના માટે મોલાએ કીધું પૂછો એનાથી પહેલે કે તમે મને ખોઈ નાખો. તમે પૂછતા કેમ નથી ને કેને પૂછો? આ બી જાણવું જોઈએ આપણને. એને પૂછો જે ઇલ્મમાં મુકમ્મલ હોય, એને પૂછો તમે. તમે અગર કોઈને એવા માણસને પૂછશો જે ચોપડી વાંચીને તમે એનો જવાબ દઈ દે, અહીંયા તમને કે ભાઈ તમે મુખીને પૂછો તો મુખી કે તરીકા બોર્ડને પૂછો, તરીકા બોર્ડ કે તમે ઉપર જઈને કોઈને પૂછો, ઉપર વાળો કોણ છે આપણને ખબર નથી, તો પછી સવાલનો જવાબ નહીં મળશે તમને. તમને એ બી ખબર હોવું જોઈએ કે ઈ કોણ છે કે જે મારો સવાલનો જવાબ દેશે. હું તમને આખરી એક મિસાલ આપી દઉં, એક્ઝામ્પલ આપી દઉં કે અગર તમને શર્ટ બાય કરવું છે તો તમે શર્ટની દુકાનમાં જશો, અને તમને અગર કોઈ સ્વીપર બાય કરવું છે તો તમે કોઈ સ્વીપરની દુકાનમાં જશો, રાઈટ? તો સવાલ બી તમે કેને પૂછશો? જેના અગર ઇલ્મ છે એને તમે સવાલ પૂછશો. અગર તમે અહીંયા આવવા જઈને શર્ટની દુકાનમાં જઈને તમે કહેશો કે ભાઈ મને વેક્યુમ ક્લીનર જોઈએ છે, તો એના આગળ વેક્યુમ નહીં હશે, તો એ તમને શું કહેશે? ત્યાં ચાલો જા ભાઈ વેક્યુમની દુકાનમાં, હું શર્ટ નથી વેચતો, હું શર્ટ વેચું છું, વેક્યુમ નથી વેચતો. તો તમે એના આગળ જાશો તો ઓલો કહેશે તમે ઉવા જાઓ, ને ઓલો કહેશે તમે ઉવા જાઓ. કેટલા ભાઈ માણસો મારા ઘરે આવ્યા કે અમે અહીંયા સવાલ પૂછ્યો, અમે ઉવા સવાલ પૂછ્યો, અમારા સવાલનો જવાબ ના મળ્યો. અરે ભાઈ, તમે શર્ટની દુકાનમાં વેક્યુમ ક્લીનર લેવા જાશો તો ક્યાંથી મળશે તમને? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today.
No, I'm always with you.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yali
Ji.
Madad.
Yali
Sir, this
madad.
was a good explanation and good question. Sir, please explain in English for our English speaking friends.
Yes. So my friend was asking, how sometime we don't understand things, and you know we do things where Mola Baba says something, and we are doing something entirely different, right? So what I was saying, that when we read or when we hear the Farman, we have to make sure that we are asking the question when we don't understand. And I would say, like this gentleman, the reason I loved him, because he said, "This is how I understood. Could you explain further?" Even when we think we have understood, there is no reason not to get verification. There is no reason for that. And when we ask question, we also need to know who to ask question. Because if you go to, I'm just giving an example, okay? There's no harm or foul here. That if we go to Mukhi Sahib and Mukhi Sahib say, I don't know, go to Tariqa board, and Tariqa board say, I don't know, go to somebody above me. You need to know who to ask question. And if somebody who's just giving you the question just by reading a book, then that is not the person you want to be asking question. You have to ask a question to someone who know the answer and is able to give a logical answer. And I was giving him the example that if you wanted to buy a shirt, where would you go? Where they sell a shirt. And if you wanted to buy it, a sweeper, a vacuum cleaner, where will you go? You will go to the shop where they sell vacuum cleaner, a sweeper. If you go to the shirt place and say, can you give me one vacuum cleaner? He will say, are you stupid? I'm selling a shirt here. Go to the place who sells vacuum. You need to understand where to find right answer. And then you go and get your answer. You cannot just throw your questions anywhere and everywhere, not knowing who has the ilm to answer you. Then you will get disappointed because they will not be able to answer you, and you will be disappointed. You will be disheartened, and that's not how we're supposed to do. We are intellectual, grown up. We know how to Google things, right? Meaning, you know where to go and look for your correct answer. G.
Ji sir, thank you very much. Shabnam, you can unmute, please.
Yeah, Limadat. Uh,
Ya Ali Madad.
these 2 weeks now, I don't get your link every time. Today, I miss all of your session. I just hearing this last one just now because I had to call Nevin Saiba and see to send it to me. I don't know what is happening. These 2 weeks, I don't get or any of your recording or your link. I don't get it anymore. So I don't know what had happened.
Why don't
And
you leave me your number and we will make sure that you are in the
Mhm.
right groups. Okay?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Ferrell gonna write it down. Go ahead.
Sir,
Or
I
when,
already have her number. I'm in touch
Okay.
with her. I will call her.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
There
and
we
the
go.
Shabnam, I
second
will
thing,
call.
and second thing, I don't know. I feel it like if I at the end I'm in hearing, so I feel it that when I do anything, if I do anything wrong or I say anything wrong, I just feel it in my heart that Mola is watching me. Every second I feel Mola is watching me. I should not do that. I should not say that because I get scared in my heart of Mola. That's what I see Mola is inside of my heart. That's what I feel. But I didn't hear all the session, but this last one I've been hearing and I feel it that way. Every second I feel of Mola is my heart. That's why I feel it.
I hope and pray we all are as close to Mola as you are. Because you know we are Garib and Nachis, right? We are not
Yeah,
that close to him.
yeah, I'm
But
not
thank
that
you for
close to
sharing.
him, but I feel it. I thank you. Thank you, Ali
Shukran.
Madar.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed the last one I just hearing. I enjoyed so much. Thank you very much.
Shukran Alhamdulillah. Shukran
I hope I
Alhamdulillah.
get. I hope I get your recording. Always get your
Inshallah.
recording so many, but this time I don't know why. Okay,
Inshallah.
thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you, Shabnam.
You're
Sir,
welcome.
I think we can take this last question. Probably a friend is asking that when Hazrat Murtaza Ali said that I do not desire heaven nor I'm afraid of hell. What do heaven and hell means here for us?
Right. So it's not about Mullah Ali, but what Mullah is saying, if you are looking to go to the heaven and that's why you are praying and you are doing your ibadat and your good deeds, then remember you are already in the heaven. And if you are already in heaven, why are you looking for heaven? If you are with the Imam of the time, you are already in heaven. And then, if you are in heaven, why are you afraid of hell? Because you are already in heaven. So it makes no sense. So then, Imam explains in this Farman that you should be seeking more than heaven and the hell. And that is what? Becoming one with Imam Zaman, coming closer to his Noor, and coming to the end of our spiritual journey to be where we need to be, meaning in Asal Mein Wasal. And remember, to be one with Him, Asal Mein Wasal, you do not need to die. You don't have to die to be one with Him. You can be one with Him today. That is the line of that Farman. Imam saying, why are you waiting to die so you can become one with Him? Why don't you become one with Him today? That is the understanding of the line of the Farman. Because otherwise, you are in the heaven if you are with the Imam. And you do not need to worry about hell because you are already in heaven. G.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Friends, last call. Anybody have any question or raise your hand if you want to speak with sir directly? I think, sir, this Farman is so much, has so many questions. So maybe friends are still thinking, and we can take the questions next time if they still think they have to ask something.
Inshallah. Thank you very much for everyone for joining. Thank you for hosting. Yali Madad, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Yali
Thank you so
Madad.
much. Yeah, Mother.
Yeah,
Yali
Ali Madar,
Madad.
thank you. Yeah, Ali
Yali
Madar.
Madad.
Yeah, Ali Madar,
Yali
then
Madad.
thank you.
Yeah, Ali Madad.
Yeah, Mother,
Yali
sir. Yeah,
Madad.
Mother.
Yali Madad.
يا
Yali Madad.
لمداد
Yali Madad. Yali Madad.
يعلم ذاتي
Yali Madad. Yali Madad.